Hey guys, how you going? So I just want to give you another update on our Nundah project. So this job is cracking along. Boys are doing a great job as usual. Just finished my weekly site meeting with the client, so they're stoked. Ran through and explained to them everything that we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and all that sort of stuff. But as this is another collaboration with Aaron Wales from Aaron Wales Building Design. Actually just had a name change, so they're now Green Coast, which is fantastic. So guys, if you're thinking about building or renovating and you need a designer, jump on board with those guys because they are fantastic. But look, so where we're at the moment, as you can see, great clean site. Like, it is fantastic here. The boys have done a cracking job. We like to get our sites all cleaned up once we finished our slab and footing works. Like, while the machine's here, we give them a scrape and clean them all out. You'll see here we've even done the prep for the driveway, so we've got all our heights right, we've got rid of the dirt, and that's given us a nice flat area here where we can now start getting our deliveries. If you come up the back here with me, so we've just put our footings this week and we're going to be starting on our slab prep tomorrow. So from the previous video, we poured these footings on Tuesday, so they've all gone really well. Boys have done a great job. We've put all the new stumps in along the back of the old house. So when the boys were digging these footings and were removing the old post and putting the new ones in the new positions, we found this house had been re-stumped in the last 5 to 10 years, and there was an issue with this back corner of the house. It kept sinking, and even when we started on site, we leveled it all up. This corner would keep dropping all the time. When we dug all our new footings and we dug down beside the stumps, there was actually 2 stumps that were meant to stay. We found that whoever had re-stumped the house had put the new steel stumps directly on top of the old timber posts. So he'd only put them in the ground, a couple hundred mils, put a little bit of concrete around the top of them, and then just simply sat them on an old timber stump that was rotting away underneath, and you could pretty much just poke your finger through it. So many dodgy cowboys in our industry and doing that sort of shit, and the worst thing is that that's under the ground. No client can see that. They come home or come back to the property, they see the new stump, the concrete on top, and think that everything's done fine and properly, when there's so many things in our industry where people just cut corners and it's actually not done correctly. But on the surface it looks fine, but it's nowhere near right. So like everything, get what you pay for. So what's happened here is, you would have seen in other videos, there's strip footings all through this area. We've actually buried them now. You can only see we've done these nice mounds up for our columns to sit on. So on this particular job, there's some columns that the engineers got sitting on top of these domes. There's other columns that we haven't put in yet that get drilled down and go all the way into the ground. So these strip footings here, you'll see here, we haven't covered these ones up. So we got our strip footing down lower, and then we got our nice mounted up areas where our post's going to sit. The reason we've done that is this footing gets 100 mil of dirt over the top of it. This is where I'm standing at the moment, is all in the undercroft area. So we will then put geofabric across this whole area, including all the area in under the existing house, and then we'll cover the entire area of the undercroft with 50 to 75 mil of recycled crushed concrete, so gravel. That keeps the area under the house all nice and tidy, keeps the weeds out, is good for vermin proofing, and just makes it all look tidy and look like the job's completed. So we'll put a timber edging around the entire perimeter of the house, undercroft area, geofab, gravel, and it'll look smick and looks like a completed job. Also, the other really good reason, the main reason we do that, it actually keeps the moisture out of the ground, keeps the drainage really well, because this new area and the old area, so the old area of the house, we're going to put a new timber floor over the top of that existing floor, and then this undercroft area will be structural plywood on top of a new subfloor system, and then the timber flooring will run from the old out over the new. So by preparing this ground here under the undercroft, we're going to be 600 odd mil there to about sort of 800 or 900 down here off the ground. By preparing underneath, putting the geofabric down, shaping it all so the water runs out and away from the house, and then putting all of our gravel down, it keeps the moisture out, which actually helps the way that the floor is reacting above. The floor's not getting all the moisture and humidity out of the air because we're taking the moisture away, so or reducing it. So and look, any decent flooring company, like our guys do, like any decent flooring company would be warning people about laying timber flooring when you've got dirt underneath the subfloor area. So should be done on every single job. Out the back here, so we've got all the footings up in this area here, so we're going to have a off-form concrete edge here which will step up, and then that's all slab area in there. The timber flooring is actually going to flow over this from the old house over this new undercroft area, and then also out over that slab area. So the entire house will have timber floors. So big off-form concrete edge, new slab up there. You'll see at the back there, we've used AFS wall systems on this job. So because we've cut into the bank, we've got an AFS ready wall, PVC permanent formwork retaining wall system up there. So the reason we use this product is it's pretty cost effective, pretty much compares with the cost of a block wall, but our guys can do it. So our carpenters have installed this yesterday, which means we've poured footings on Tuesday, the ready wall gets delivered, our carpenters go straight onto the retaining wall yesterday, we steel it, we do everything, and we'll core fill it on Monday. So we're not waiting for another trade, we're not getting delayed, the job just keeps flowing, we have a lot more control of things. And then you'll also see up here at the back of the pool area, we've got this nice big long 10-metre lap pool that's going to run down the side of the house. Our own carpenters are also today laying the blocks at the end of the pool, so we've got a feature wall at the end of the pool. Something we've been doing the last few jobs, or for the last 12-18 months now, which has come up fantastic, is where we do have to do small amounts of block work, we're using these Versalock blocks. Really heavy, quite simple to use, they lock in together, so you'll see here you've got to bed your first layer in, but then they just all interlock together. You put the steel in, you do everything as per a normal block, but the beauty is they're dry stacked and we can do it all ourselves. So again, it's about having that control on our jobs, having more control over the organising, the time. We're not waiting for another trade, we're not waiting for another delivery. We can get all these from our hardware and we can lay them ourselves. So on all of our jobs, we do as much as we possibly can ourselves because it keeps the quality up. We control it within our own business. We've got a quality team. Everyone within our team knows the quality we're after. We can keep our schedules a lot tighter and we can control everything. So really, really well worth looking into other options when you're a builder and seeing what your team can do. And also, I guess it's one of the benefits of having all our own employees that work directly for us is they're all on the same page. So all of our guys are keen like me. We're growing, developing, trying new things, always up for a challenge. And yeah, the biggest thing is we can control everything ourselves and don't have to worry about other people. So guys, that's about it for this job. I'll just take you up the back here. So actually little things. So we just had our weekly site meeting here with a client. You'll see here, I'll explain to them the process and how we do things. And now that it's taking shape, we've got our footings in, we've got our retaining walls in, so we've got some protection on here today. We've got a little bit of rain around, we don't want the cavities getting filled with water, so we've got them protected. But you'll see here, we'll turn over here. As usual, you'll see that timber around the edge. We profile our entire jobs around the boundary and everything gets marked on that profile. It means that before we do footings, we can get the plumber in and we can get things like this. So this here is a pickup point for the drainage in the backyard and our ag line for behind the retaining wall. By having the entire job really well set out, we can get all that pipe work in the exact locations where it's going to work best. We can also get, so here over here we've got a stack point for our sewer for the ensuite that goes above. And then if you come over here, on a site like this where it's really tight, you can't get a machine back in here. So behind this wall here, we've got the pickup point. So this is a stormwater point for the down pipe for the 2-story main bedroom section. So everything is done now. It's all in a process. It all goes in our schedule and the jobs work out fine. The guys on site know what they're doing. They do a fantastic job and it means everything will work. We're not getting our slab down and then thinking, holy shit, we should have had drainage and stormwater up there. it becomes a real pain in the bum to get done. Everything is organised. So boys are killing it here. Another fantastic job, beautiful clean site, and we're bang on schedule. So cheers guys, keep an eye out for the next one.